Howdy y'all, it's your favorite trainer with a belt buckle. Today we're going to talk about the 5 best exercises for a client who's overweight to obese. If you're not familiar with Show Up Fitness, we teach great trainers. You just got to show up. We have internships online, the magical World Wide Web. You can sign into our daily classes that are live. We put them into the platform. You can watch them later on if you cannot make the 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We also have in-person internships that are 2 months. La Jolla, West Hollywood, Santa Monica. Classes are small due to social distancing, but you get the hands-on. You get to learn by working out 5 days a week. Don't focus on the certification, focus on gaining experience and becoming a great personal trainer. So let's talk about working with an obese client. Now technically, according to the body mass index, you're looking at 30 plus. One of the largest clients I've ever worked with had a BMI of 54. She was very, very large, and you have to be very empathetic. When she came in, she knows that she's overweight. I don't need to throw that in her face. I don't need to do a bunch of measurements, body fat. It takes a lot of grit to come in and basically admit that I want to make a change. So with that in mind, you got to remember why they got there, how they got there. So there's definitely a lot of behavioral and psychological, environmental issues that can be going on. But at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. So that's something that we're going to work on. But before we get there, let's talk about my 3 favorite exercises. It's always going to be based off our core patterns. Squat, hinge, push, pull, unilateral, maybe some transitional. I don't feel like a transitional will probably be appropriate. They're not ready for it, which would be like a jump variation. Unilateral will probably be a little challenging. If you want to do a step up, just keep it really low. It definitely wouldn't do any lunges. Again, a hinge could be pretty difficult depending on the individual, but we're not going to just classify or stereotype. You can't do this. It's all going to be case by case on what they're capable of doing. I worked with this one girl, and she was definitely very large, but she was very strong and she loved the lat pull down. So keep that in mind. Ask questions of them. What do you like to do? If a genie were to pop out of a lamp thing right now and ask you, what's the single best body part? What do you want? And then do that part of the workout. So squats, it's a game changer because we're working quads, hammies, glutes, a lot of muscles involved, and our client has definitely sat down and stood up before. So just get a chair, have them sit down, stand back up. Maybe you only can do 5 or 6 of them. Maybe do 10. Keep the first set pretty low and see how they respond. And again, empathize with them. So make it fun, ask great questions, make them feel like this is something they want to be a part of. Because in their mind, they're thinking, I'm overweight, I'm fat, everyone's judging me. No, it's not even worry about that. But you got to remember that's what they're thinking. Number 2, push-ups. Getting down on the ground will probably be pretty hard, so just do them on the wall. Do some wall push-ups. And then a band row, I love those. Multi-joint back and bis, pulling, standing up, sitting down. So those are the 3 go-tos that, pretty simple, nothing crazy. But the last 2 are really going to change the game, and it's calories in, calories out. So for the out portion, that's NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. I'm not going to put them on some crazy workout 6 days a week for 7 hours. We're not Goggins here doing 12 hours of work with a crazy mindset. Give the guy a lot of credit, but our clients probably don't have that mental grip. So just increase our NEAT. Take out your phone. How many steps you get in a day? 2,000. Awesome. Tomorrow I'm going to challenge you at 25. And if you can hit that, we're going to go for 28. Little by little. That's essentially what this shirt is, progressive overload. How badass is that? You see the belt buckle? Woo-hoo! Progressive overload. Push them a little further each time. But don't go from 3,000, you got to hit 10,000 steps. That's daunting for someone. Imagine you don't read. And I tell you, I read a book a week, which I do. Now you should start doing that. You're like, oh, I don't think I can. That's too much. Versus, how many pages do you think you can read a day? 2. I'm going to challenge you to do 5. What do you think about that? So we meet halfway. So you find out what they're doing and give them a reasonable increase. Give them a challenge. When it comes to food, I'm not going to say eliminate. Take out carbs. Can't have soda. What do you typically have for breakfast? Maybe every day we have a venti latte and some sausage McMuffin thing. I'm going to challenge you 1 day a week to not get one of those. Choose. So then the power is on them. And that's a huge, huge, important thing that you got to remember or realize is that when they start making the decisions, your client, that's when they're going to realize they can do this. Versus you can't have cookies, you can't have sweets, can't have alcohol, cut out sugar. It's like, who knows what all the stuff that's going on with them. They could go to food because they're super stressed out that a family member passed away, or they got daddy or mommy issues from when they were a little kid, or they're always being called fat or dumb or whatever it is. They can have a lot of demons going on, and they go to food because it makes them feel good, because food tastes amazing. So be empathetic, and remember that calories in, calories out, that's going to change the game. Find exercise they like. So here's what a program would look like. 3 same core patterns that we'll do at Show Up Fitness. Take your core pattern, squats. Maybe we need to modify the height, and it could just be as simple as this. Maybe you hold their hand, go to a wall so they have something to brace onto. I'm not talking about a barbell squat, loading it up. If that first step's pretty easy, do a goblet. It's all about progressions and regressions. Check out the knees. Do we have the right checkpoints at the foot? Big toe, little toe, heel. Knees tracking through your toes. Leg lifts. It's just going to be something simple as this. You can go a little faster, go a little faster. I'll do that for 2 or 3 rounds, see how they feel. Then I'm going to move to the next one. And then we're going to do some wall push-ups. Maybe do 10 of those. And then do a plank. Going back and forth. That's easy. We can go to a bench. Start with the most regress and progress down. They can be able to go down to the ground. Who knows? How overweight to obese are we talking? We can't just classify everyone. Oh, you're overweight, you're obese, you can't do that. Maybe they can do eccentric push-ups. Who knows? Last but not least, banded rows. I love those. Very safe and effective, burning a lot of calories. Pay-lofts, so you are the trainer. Band here, hold out, anti-rotation, they'll feel it in the core. Then ask them, what's your favorite exercise? I want nice shoulders. Great, we'll do some lateral raises. Biceps, great, curls, tricep extensions. I'm going to talk to them a lot too. If I notice that they're huffing and puffing, it's really challenging. There's one client I had, they walked from the parking lot to the gym, less than 300 yards. They had to stop 3 times because it was so challenging. For that individual, I may only do 5 squats and we rest and we talk. Learn about it. I'm going to talk about foods that they like, foods that I like. I'm not going to make them feel weird or awkward because they think that I'm analyzing them. In their mind, they're thinking, this skinny boy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He doesn't understand what it's like to be me. So empathize, that's the word of the day. Increase your steps. Here's a challenge. What do you have? They go to fast food every night and they get a burger and fries. I'm going to challenge you tonight to take the top bun off. That's it. 1 time, and that's a huge success. So hopefully you guys like this. 5 exercises that I would suggest to work with overweight to obese people. It's going to be a case by case. Make sure you do an assessment. Screen out any red flags. Consult with the right practitioner, doctors, physical therapists. Squats, number 1. Push-ups, number 2. Rows, number 3. Increase their NEAT. Give them a challenge with food. Those are the 5 things. Have a great day, y'all.